Alright, what up guys? Back with the tutorial on the Parasite Eve model extractions. So some of y'all was wondering on how to get them. So it's kind of a process, but I'll walk you through it here real quick and maybe you'll be able to get more of it than I can because I don't have time to get every file. I have a lot of them, but not all of them. So in order to do this, you need to download the tools from zenhacks.com, and you can simply find that by going to Google. Actually, you can just Google it in and just put Parasite Eve with the Zenhacks behind it, and then it's this very first one. And there's also Parasite Eve 2, but here you'll find the tool I used. And if you don't have an account, I'm pretty sure you can't see this file. You might, yeah, you can. So you should be able to download this even if you don't have an account. So, and it goes more in depth on how to really do this because it can be a process. But if you've already extracted all this, you probably won't be watching this. So once you got the tool, you'll have all these files. And what you want to do is you want to open the bin file to Parasite Eve. I don't actually have the disk image anymore. I mean, I might in an old hard drive or something, but I still have this original PE image file that you'll find on both disks, and it's actually the same file. There's just some preload information that was different on image one. So once you have this, put it in a folder with the tool, and you have to have this exe data.bin file in this, or it's just not going to work. And just take this and you drag it onto image, parasite image. Give it a second, and now you'll see this new folder with all these different packages. All right. Now these packages I found are each room to the game, like say the police station or uh, the Central Park. Like these are all individual packages of them rooms, and it starts off at the beginning, and you can follow the data all the way through the game, pretty much in these packages here. So once you have them, you have to use this assets exe. Now you can manually run a PowerShell, or I, in this case, have CMD. Put that in the folder with it if I need it. But in this case, I think most of it can be done by using batch scripts is what I use. So in this case, you'll see I made a batch file here called asset. And if we look into this file, let me remove some of this stuff here because I had a little bit too much going on here. I need to simplify it a little bit better here for you because this is an old thing. Oops. So in this batch script, what I just made here is we're saying for recursive, so whatever is below this file in the extension of pkg, do this tool and dump the files right here. Um, I don't I don't think I could change this into an output because you actually need like an output folder, and I'm pretty sure the tool's not gonna do it in an output folder. It's gonna fail on that. So I usually just leave it for this, and then I'll move the files once they process. But save this, and this could have been like a text file, like name.txt, but you can just rename the extension to bat. So this it was asset.bat. And if you can't find this, or you can't see these extensions, you need to go to right click and then go to, or it's up here in Windows 10, and it's view options, and then go to view here on the tab, and then right here it says hide extensions for known file types. If that's selected, you won't actually be able to see these extensions. So make sure that's enabled. And once you have that and you save it as a bat, you should be able to just click on it, and you see it's now processing all these uh, PKG files and to this directory now. And inside these, you'll have these folders that are that actual packages split up into several different file types. So I do believe 2 is a model, and 3's are animations. 0 is always A as animation. I do believe, or it's A as packages. There's something special to do with 0. It's not in every um, package file here. So, and then 6 are backgrounds, and 9s are palettes. So there's definitely a lot of, and I do believe sounds was something too. Maybe 7. Yeah, I think 7s were some sounds, but tool's almost done here. And once you got all these, I usually just move everything to a folder again, so I kind of keep it organized a little bit here. So a lot of packages there. I think there was like 400 or something along those lines. But put these into let's call it new. And then we'll open this in a new window. Okay, so now we have all these packages, and what we want to do is we want to start plugging in some of this data to some of these tools. Now, the best way I found to do that is there's really no way to batch these, and I've even tried to bulk rename files and use the tool to batch, but the way it's designed is it has to actually process through these folders. There's no real way for it to dump to a new folder each time. So in order to do, we'll do a whole package together. We'll do this A8. So in 2, oh no, I don't have a model, so it won't be that one. Let's go 0BE. Oh. Okay, a lot of nothingness. Some animations in that one. What's going on here? Okay. So 001, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that one. So to find out what this is, I actually started with the backgrounds, and it takes the background and the palette, and then you'll see in every folder 001. We got this memory dat file, and what this is I do believe it's like some kind of like save state or information for this block of data of how it's stored. And I don't know, the tool requires that each time. So if we're looking at 001 here, what we want to do is we want to use CMD for the backgrounds. Or power. You can probably use PowerShell too, but to do each one of these backgrounds, um, you definitely need to do them into the whatever folder that they're in. Because if you try to bulk these backgrounds, it's not going to work because it keeps putting whatever files in this folder. I can maybe have somebody look at this tool, but it's so old now. I don't even know if it'd be worth it. So what we want is we want the background tool, and then we want the background file here. So put the file in, and then the palettes are always in 9. Okay, so we go to 9, and you'll see, well, there's 3 palettes, but if you look at these file sizes, you see one is 16 and the other 2 are 0. So these are probably nothing. I mean, they might be something very small, but I highly doubt it. And I found that these other ones are actually some kind of palettes as well. But for this, we're gonna use this palette here, and then another space, and then we want this memory dat file in every one. So every time you do one, and then you just hit enter. Oops, I forgot a space there. So background. Oh yeah, I did. I forgot a space right there after the background. Talking in the video. Palette, memory dat. Okay, and you'll see it produced a text file here where the tool is located. And this is the theater, which actually I was actually looking for this file. Well, that's cool. So, and you'll see like all these are the animated layers that AI can walk through. I don't actually have these in my files because it was just a lot to try to put the scene back together. Because that right here it is, but that's merged, and so these are the unmerged ones, which are really cool to have if you're trying to do like any type of um, artwork or fan based stuff with it. You can definitely use these as like an actual reference, or even I don't think you can repack these, but because these are totally uncompressed now, and the compression methods are unknown. So it's pretty much just for dumping these files and maybe viewing them in some external source. I don't think that there's ever going to be a way to fully mod Parasite Eve unless somebody rewrites a tool based off of this tool, but the source code of this tool is not public. So once we have that, that's pretty much your background. So we know this is the opera room, or you should say, to uh, Carnegie Hall. So if I remember correctly, in this one we have Aya and her boyfriend in this scene, and I think there might be somebody in the background, like one NPC in the background, just like freaking out or something. I do believe I had to go back and like look at the game and study it again for like the 100,000th time. But for this, I do believe it's her boyfriend and some other person, because we have three models here. We have Zero, which is always Aya in every one of these packages. Zero is always going to be Aya's animations, which in this one it's cool because we have a new set of animations which are not connected to say like her full body animation, because her full body animation consists of, I do believe it was around 25 to 28 animations, and these are all like scene stage animations, or cutscene animations. These are not like a standard part of her animations. So to track down all these type of animations is pretty complex, and I found that they might be numbered like 24, 29, 30. See how it kind of like skips some animations here. I do believe these might be mixed up in the files, so they still might be right. So these might be 33 might be the highest one I have now, but I could check another folder and I have 47. So that leads me to believe that there is 47 additional, you know from 28 to 47 additional animations for that are just cutscene ones. And so to track all of them down was quite a feat. I don't think I came too close to doing it, but I did get a lot of them. And so two would be probably her boyfriend or the date that she has here, and then three is, I think, that NPC in the background. So to do this, let's go back to the tool, and what I usually do is I run. You can either run CMD or PowerShell for just the model, because the model one can be a little tricky. And honestly, for this, if you want to, you could just cut these out and just paste these into these animations, and then you can kind of see them, you know, um, how they're set up. It's a little bit easier to see what's going on here. So for this one, we need the model exe, because that's different from the animation exe. They're both going to be used, but in a different fashion here. So for this, we want to use the model, and then we take the model and put it here. And I don't don't hate me, but I think that's it. Okay, that is it. So that's pretty easy step here to get the actual model. So again, we just do the model exe space model space. Oh, you don't probably guys hit space, just, or you can do a tool, but I mean to rename it every time, you can almost rename it and put it in here, and I'll show you how to do that. Like, say we don't have any of these, and we want to convert these models real quick. Well, I have this one called asset, but if I create a copy of this one and call this one model, and in this tool or this batch file, instead of pkg, now what I want it to do is do model, and then I want it to do this model tool. Okay. Oh, I should save that. So now, if you take this model tool, you take this model file, this model batcher, and you copy it, and you just paste it after you've pasted in your models, and you just run it, it'll quickly batch whatever files are in this folder. So that's another quick way, very quick way to do that. I don't know why that file came up missing, but I actually have two more batchers that I use for this program. Um, so that's how you do that. Now, for the animations, for this, I usually do another batcher, but this one you have to actually do for each one, which is a little bit inconvenient, but it has to be done this way because of the models. So for that, I just click on the first one and go to the last one, and you have to hit Control Shift or hold it down, and if you right click, you'll see copy as path now on the windows. And once you copy that, create a new text document right here within this folder, and I usually call it underscore bat or underscore dot bat. And if you edit this file and hit Control V and paste in the information you just copied from the windows, you'll see we have the animation files here. So what I usually do is I usually take this and I copy the C directory and I replace quite a few things at this point. So since we have the models, we need this Parasite animation tool now. So we want to copy this, the name of this, paste it into here, and we want to put the quotation marks to mark the start of a new file. And what we want is to go to this directory now and copy this directory name. All right, and then go back to the replace and paste that information in after that quotation mark. So now we have a string of data here, but you see right after the quotation I started the directory. So now we have the directory. We need a backslash or backslash, and then you need the file name. So now we go to the model. It's 2.model. You can copy it in or just type it in. It don't matter. But now it's 2.model, and then we need a quotations to finish the string, and then space, and then come back up to the original, paste it in info, copy that, and then paste that in right at the end. So, and then if you hit replace, you can see we just created kind of like a batch type script for these files right here. So if we save that and then we copy the animation tool into the wait, what? No. If we copy the tool into the folder and then we run this batch tool, you can see now that we produced all of our animations in one click. We didn't have to keep dropping and dragging on the tool. So we'll load these into Blender and we'll see what this is, which I'm 100% sure this is her date and maybe an NPC in the back. So let's see if I'm wrong. And if you want, we can do the 3, but yeah, I hope you guys can kind of understand how to get this. And for this, you're gonna need the valve source tools, and a simple Google valve source tools. You'll find it on the very first post here, and you just click on that, and you want to download source tools right here. I do believe it's this link. Yeah, and you just click this right here, and all you have to do is just import these tools with Blender. And then yeah, 292. I use 293. Yeah, so once you have that, you can import the valve model here, copy the location, and then inside this location, you'll see we have the main file and then the animation files. So we want to click on the SMD, the main model, and then you want to import again what this is going to do is it's going to join whatever SMDs you're importing to whatever mesh this is, and that is right here to append to target. If this isn't selected, make sure that is selected for the import, or I don't think these will bind correctly. But if you select them all and you go to animations, you can see we have is date talking, and there's other frames here. I'm not too sure how to switch them out in Blender. I'll have to look and see, because there's more than one animation here. There's actually several, but I am not too sure how to do this in Blender. I just currently started using Blender, like a lot, so I'm trying to figure out some stuff. But as you can see, we have an animation sequence here, and the mesh is fully rigged, and that was 2 from this package, and that was from absolute nothing. So that's pretty much, how you get them. You can see the wireframe here now inside the animation. Yeah, there's just so many of these models to do. It's astonishing. Um, the same principles pretty much applied to Wild Arms 3. That is from PS2, which I could show an extraction on that too, but it's pretty much the same exact way. So I hope this video was informative and you guys can kind of get a better idea of how to go about and getting these, in case I missed something, because I'm sure I did, or something's messed up in my files because I did these so long ago. It's hard to even say. And like I said, I'm still going through the data. I don't even know what's what. There's just so much. I have a list here that I made, and this is based off my old files. I'm not too sure. I must have used some other tool to dump these because I don't have hexadecimal. I actually have just regular named files. So, and my package was 43, 44. I don't have hexadecimal offsets. I had 409 total packages. So somehow I must have renamed something, or I don't know. But if you look at the game, some of these packages in the beginning were AIA, uh, the preload AIA data, all the guns, every one of the gun animations, and then I had a whole bunch of just nothing. And then right here is where we started. Oh yeah, the per files. How did I get them? I think Leo. Pretty sure Leo wrote me a tool to give me them per files. I'll have to go back. Cause I actually, hold on. I think I might have it. Cause I've seen Leo's tools. Yeah, I do believe it was one of these. And I don't even think these programs are public. So if you guys need these programs, definitely let me know. This program right here, I do believe was the program that did the rooms. Yeah. Yeah, 2014 is when he wrote this tool. So, yeah, it's definitely an archived program. But yeah, well, that's the tool I use to get these PKG files because it dumps the same file. Damon's tool works with them files too, whatever tool. I just found it a lot easier to use uh, just the number this the regular decimal form. So hopefully that was helpful, and you guys can now get the models yourself. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I have all the information posted in the Discord, which I'll leave a link in the description of the video. So I don't know. Till next time, later on.